says a lot about Melanie, a lot more than I could express, because actions is what make people special, and she was the best.
I'm just gonna cry.
I'm gonna cry, Julie. I'm gonna cry. Like,
Hey,
how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh my God, your hair always looks amazing.
Your hair always looks amazing. You have gorgeous hair. Look at us with our amazing hair.
Yeah. Well, I just blew it out this morning, so.
Well, you're killing it. It's great. I pulled mine out of the ponytail, so here we are.
Where are you in the world right now?
I am in LA. This is where I self-tape.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. We have you. You are here.
Yeah, what's up? How's it going?
Hey, so good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you both. All is good, thanks. What about you guys?
Good.
Where are you?
Yeah, where are you in the world?
I'm in the north of Italy, in a mountain. I just arrived. You don't want to see my setup for this interview. I'm literally standing on the floor, but it's the only precise point where my connection is okay. In the other part of the room, I have zero connection, so I have to be in this spot.
Well, that's fine.
All is good.
You look great. You're coming in great. And I'm honestly happy to chat with the two of you today. I was just messaging with Tosca and talking to Melanie, and I'm like, I feel like I've chatted with you guys like 5, 6, 7 times. And I'm a little sad. This is going to be like our last Zoom for the Gabriel's films. And honestly, just like the number one question from everyone is, and me, what is it like just coming full circle now that this chapter's closing and that the last film is coming out next week, and like that this chapter in your life is closing? Mel, I'll begin with you. What is it like that this is finally it?
I think it's bittersweet. Yeah. I think, you know, it's been such a massive journey and such a big, like, portion over a long time of our life in the last 4 years. So exciting, you know, when you actually come to completion with something, but also like, this has been a really magical time, particularly with the people that I got to meet and the places we got to go. And this guy here, mainly. That's the thing that's I'll be most sad about, not seeing that face anymore.
Aww.
On the regular.
On the regular, yeah.
I'm very sad that Melanie feels this way, because it's not mutual. I'm quite happy not to see her again. And not to work with her again.
Say this every interview.
We have this kind of Tom and Jerry vibe between us all the time, but it's quite, yeah, it's sad in a way or another. You know, it's almost I would say 40 years of our lives. Yeah. And I was actually looking at a picture of myself the first time I was doing Gabriel, and I was like, wow, I was such a baby. Because actually time has passed, and in the meantime we had so much stuff going on, like, you know, COVID and all these big events that somehow, you know, put dots in every year and every moment of those years. But working with these people was truly a blessing. I'm incredibly lucky that I had the chance to work with Melanie and Tosca and all the people, all the crew, all the cast of this movie. It was really like being in a family. And it's not really something that an actor can experience each time. It's quite unusual, to be honest. I've done this job for like 22 years, and it happens to me a couple of times. So wow. I was really happy. I was really lucky, and I think we are really lucky that this is not for promotional purposes. We really have a great chemistry, and especially a great relationship. Also outside of the plot, outside of the story, outside of our characters, and and it's really remarkable. And I'm very, it's kind of, as Melanie said, it's bitter and sweet, you know. In a way, it's a release because, of course, it's a long process, but it's basically 10% release, 90% sadness.
Oh, so there's something sort of, when you do one of these really big projects over a number of years, even when it's finished, it's like there's an invisible string that forever ties you to the people, like to Giulio and Tosca, and that, you know, never gets broken because you've created this thing together that now exists. And you've had all these, like, we had the most amazing experiences and at times exhausting and harrowing. Like, we went through Mordor together, really. Like, we really, sometimes it was like ridiculous. We got really sick. But it's incredible, and it's forever. It ties you forever.
No, I love that you guys both put it like so beautifully. Even like when I look back at the picture when I first interviewed you guys, I'm like, I look like a baby like 4 years ago. I'm curious, do you remember the very first scene the two of you filmed as Julia and Gabriel, and the very last scene that you filmed?
So we
yeah, absolutely.
We started with the orchard, which is the flashback. So we started with the very first meeting.
Wow.
And we ended with the very last page of the book of redemption.
Of that scene. Wow.
So there's this beautiful full circle synergy to our beginning and ending scenes, which I really love. I find that very pleasing.
I love that. Yeah, one of my favorite scenes in this film is when Gabriel is telling Julia he will do whatever he can to help her succeed in her career professionally, help raise the baby. And just like the emotions between the two of you in that scene was just so raw and real and really beautifully done. Giulio, take me back to filming that scene with Melanie, because that was easily one of my favorite scenes, because you don't see that a lot, even from like a male lead in a romance film. And it was just so beautifully done here.
Yeah, it was quite funny because, of course, you guys see Melanie as Julianne, but she's sometimes not really like Julianne. And between takes, she was telling me, "I don't need your help, by the way. I can do this by myself, just because I want you to know. But I can go back in my character." So it was quite funny, but
oh my god,
we really have we're really lucky, and I was really lucky to have her as a companion in this journey. Sometimes we talked about how a nightmare could have been this with a different, with different people around, because of course 4 years it's an enormous amount of time. Think about when you started as a kid at 6 years old and then 10 years old. Those 4 years is huge, and in a filming area, in a filming process, it's even bigger, because of course it's very intense every day, 10, 12 hours a day. It's a huge amount of time. And I think we both grew up a lot. We both help each other as an artist, as human beings, and having those moments, it was quite strange and real and incredibly interesting at the same time, because we were actually talking to each other, like Melanie and Giulio, while we were, of course, playing Gabriel and Julia, but it was very honest all the time. Most of the time, our dialogues are honest.
Yeah, I love that.
And coming back to what you said, Lauren, about that scene, that's actually my favorite scene in this piece.
Oh wow!
And I think I agree with you. Having the male partner going, "I will do whatever is necessary so that you can succeed and do what you want, and I will like hold this with you and support you." Like, that's very sexy.
It is.
It's very pro that, everyone. Supportive partners.
Yes, I'm like, please, let's have more of that. You know, after spending hours and hours with these characters, finally seeing Julia pregnant, what was it like acting with the pregnancy belly? Was it uncomfortable? Like, did it really just help you get into character for those scenes?
Well, it's both. It's definitely not comfortable. It actually gets quite sweaty because it's like prosthetic, and underneath it's like, and it weighs a decent amount, and I'm not a very tall person, if anyone's noticed that. And so I looked like all my aunts looked when they were pregnant. Like, you have this sort of like cocktail onion on a toothpick look, like you might topple over. So definitely not comfortable, definitely helpful in feeling that.
Yeah.
And I guess all the stuff about the pregnancy, the terror, what's this going to do to my life and my future and all of that. And then also you're doing the ultimate collaboration with the person you love. So all those things.
Oh, I'm curious, did you guys take anything from set of Julia or Gabriel's, or like a costume piece or anything like that as like a commemorative item from set? Julio, did you take anything?
I have no idea. You know that after I had COVID 3 times, I don't remember a single thing after a couple of months. So, so I guess. But jokes apart, I think I got something, but I'm not sure.
Did you get the Teslas?
Well, I have a. Well,
that one, please.
No. Unfortunately, not. But I have a blanket. And this blanket is it's from the set, and Tom, my acting coach and actually dialogue coach, decided to write on the blanket, "Bring it up," as a bringer, BRINGA, because I was not able in the very beginning to say "bring the blanket," and I was saying "bring the blanket," and so I have this very nice blanket. Which is exactly the same of the apple orchard, and I have an apple on it, and a word says "bringer," and I think you have that too, Melanie, right?
I do. I also took that sort of pale pink dress from the orphanage. I was like, "This is a good summer dress. Can I have this?" Like, yeah, I did.
Wow.
Well,
yeah, I have a couple of shirts. I had a couple of shirts and T-shirts and stuff, but nothing really that I can remember as special as that thing that Tom gave to us. Because of course it was the very beginning. It was the first movie, the first part of the first movie, and he made it. They made it. He and Kate also made it, and it was really something special that I had that in my heart and in my wardrobe as well. But I want to say something about what you just asked before. Having someone like Melanie to work with is incredible. And I have to say that even though right now we are in a moment where it's very important, I would say, for men in general to somehow let women do what they want in a way that, of course, this sorry, let me rephrase it, because of course sometimes I can fuck up with words. But basically, in Italy we have a very delicate moment, and I'm pretty sure that this is all over the world, where somehow women are changing a lot of habits. Okay, so we're going through a moment where we're coming from a moment where sometimes women were related just to do a very little things in society, and now of course we want to have them to be able to express their talents, feelings, and everything they want. So basically fulfill their dreams, which might not be just raising a kid or just having a good work. But I have to say that on the other hand, on the other way around, is very important. And I was very lucky to have someone like Melanie, which is a girl, which is a woman, which is a very strong, independent woman, to also being able to support me as a lead of that movie, and as a lead from another country, which of course is Italy. I had some issues with the language, especially regarding the accent in the very beginning, and she was always there, and she was working twice as much because she wanted to help me, and that is something that I will never forget, and that I will be thankful for the rest of my life to Melanie, because of course it is absolutely something not that I don't give it for granted, and it was not granted, and that says a lot about Melanie, a lot more than I can express, because actions is what make people special, and she was the best.
I'm just gonna cry.
I'm gonna cry, Julie. I'm gonna cry. Like for real.
It's so.
But seriously, our first Skype together, we both sort of admitted that this felt huge and terrifying, and we agreed that we were going to have each other's back, be in each other's corner, and that's what happened for 4 years. And I am so grateful to have worked with someone who I could trust, and who was like a real partner during this process, which was huge and over a lot longer time than we thought it was going to be because of COVID. And I feel exceedingly grateful.
I love that. I mean, every time I chat with the two of you guys are each other's biggest fans, and it definitely comes through on screen beautifully. And that's why all of us fans love the films. What were you going to say, Giulio?
Yeah. Yeah. We're really lucky. And I have to say that I remember the first time that I saw Melanie beside the Skype call, I was actually in Syracuse, and she was trying to get some water out of the fridge. And we were just arrived. She was pretty exhausted, I guess. She was coming from Australia.
Wow.
She didn't expect. Yeah, you remember that? And she didn't expect me to see me there. And she was like, "Oh,
I was
hi.
like, no.
Okay, bye." And she flew, away. And I didn't see her for like a couple of days after that. And then I saw her again at the readings, but we got along very well. And I would say that again, we really had our backs through the 4 years, and I think that's why also fans love this movie, because of course when you have a story like Julian and Gabriel, there's a sparkle that sometimes it's in the book, but not necessarily it comes alive in the screen. And I have to say that the level of trust and confidence, and of course support that we have with each other, and the respect that we have with each other, was incredibly rare. And I would say that that's the reason why people love this movie so much. And I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful for the fans in the world, because of course also part of this is because of them. And they were really supportive, and from the very beginning, this might come to an end. We still don't know if we're going to do maybe another chapter. There's a possibility. We're talking about it. But we don't know actually. Might be yes, might be not. I don't know. But definitely was an incredible journey inside and outside our character, and of course the entire community of Passion Flakes was pure rock and roll. And I have to say thank you to all these people.
Like welcoming, warm, enthusiastic audience. Like, we're so lucky. I know so many people who work in a myriad of projects who do not have the sort of loving, supportive, encouraging community that is the Passion Flakes community. And I'm so grateful that they are our fans. Yes.
Yeah, no, I love that, because I love the fandom for this and for the two of you.
You asked us if we took something from set. I had to buy another luggage to get all the gift that I have from the fans back in Syracuse and back in Atlanta, to take all the stuff back to Rome. because the level of things that I had in my room was like, was huge. I had to buy another huge luggage.
Oh my God, yeah. What a cool story. Yeah, no, I love that. So many gifts. Melanie, is there another like dream literary character that you would want to play in the future?
Oh my goodness.
Like I want to see you in like a period piece, like a Jane Austen or something like that.
I'll take pretty much any Austen.
Yeah.
Any Austen. Wow, that's a really good question. I love a period piece. I love a cape. I love anything with a high language. I love anything Edwardian and Gothic.
Yeah.
So if anyone's listening, hit me up.
Giulio, for you, what would be, you have like a dream another like literary character, or like even like maybe a real life person that you would want to play for a future project?
Well, I would love to work with Edward Zwick if there's a way to have his attention. I don't know if you know the guy. It's the guy from The Last Samurai. I love his cinematic language so much. But in general, I would love to work with Passion Flicks as well in the future. If there's a chance, I would love to work with Melanie again. And of course, I would love to do a period piece. We talked to Tosca about it, and many times we talked about the fact that it would be so cool to have period piece for Passion Flicks, and probably work with some of the leads of other even stories of Passion Flicks. Could be very, very interesting. But I mean, we're actors, so as long as they give us a chance, we will do our best and hope there will be many in the future.
What was the last day like on set when you wrapped this last part? And I know you guys kind of filmed everything out of order, but what was just it like to kind of complete these characters on film? Was it, I'm sure it was bittersweet as well, but take me back to that day, Mel, before we leave.
Oh, yeah, bittersweet, definitely the word. I think the thing that got me was Dennis was shedding a tear, and that just sent me.
Don't say it.
It sent me. I was like, Dennis, my heart.
He's an incredible cinematographer. Incredible
person.
Why do you steal my memories all the time? Why?
That's what I just do. I come at night and suck them out.
Having Dennis crying on set was everything. And I remember Tosca saying, and this is the last scene of Gabriel, and that's a wrap. And you remember that? And I saw Dennis, and he was crying, and Melanie was actually. It was a very tough day for Melanie. She spent the entire day in the bed, kind of sleeping, and I was the only one acting. I did have to give birth
from the very beginning. So.
Yeah,
6 of 1.
Come on. In the very last part of the movie, of the scene, and it's not that difficult. Come on, everybody can do that. So
I don't know if I can.
I don't know if everyone could.
Technically, no.
Well, I mean, okay, let's not open that chapter. Anyway, yeah, it was very much was an incredible journey, and I would say that the very last day of it was the realization of the fact that it was over in that moment. And also I have spent another extra day in Atlanta, because she flew the morning after, and I flew 2 days after. And that day in Atlanta, all by myself, was one of the saddest day of my life. I was just walking around. I was like, Tom, there's no Tom. Mel, there's no Mel. Tosca, there's no Tosca. There was nobody there. But anyway, I'm grateful that we're here. I'm grateful the fans love it. And we are so overwhelmed with the love of the fans that to me, it seems that it's just never ended. We're still there, and you know, people are waiting so much for this part that will be released very soon, and it's so good. I saw it and I love it very much, and they're gonna love it so much. So can't wait to have their reaction. You know, can't wait to see their messages and their feelings.
I can't wait for the fans to see it as well. And I love what you both said about the fans and Passionflix. And of course, I would love to see the two of you in any other project together, whether it be with Passionflix or another film. And of course, I hope this is not the last time we chat. And I would always be happy to chat with the two of you for any of your future projects. You two have always been so kind to me, and I've always appreciated that. Like I said, I think this is our 7th or 8th time chatting. I don't even know. And it's really been just beautiful to see the two of you in these roles and just how you've grown as actors and as people and as humans, you know, in person and on screen. And again, I just can't thank you enough for everything that you've given me and the fans and the world with these beautiful movies.
Oh, thank you so much, Lauren. It's always a delight to speak to you. You're such a good interviewer.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm happy to chat with the two of you anytime. And I'll always miss our chats, you know, with Gabriel's. And because I think, you know, I started chatting with you guys and it was like one of my first Zoom interviews ever back in 2020. So I will always cherish that and always love chatting with you guys and wish you both the absolute very, very best.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you. It was lovely to chat with you again.
You too.
Ciao, Lauren.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye, Mel. Bye, Giulio. Bye.